I'm Sean Thomas, and this is Local Flight. Join me as we travel across the country to discover extraordinary bartenders and purveyors. We'll share their stories as they work together to create innovative cocktails using unique local ingredients. In this episode of Local Flight, we're bringing a taste of the savory South to the glass. Charleston is one of the most beautifully preserved cities in the South, and one of the most talked about food destinations in the country. Everywhere you look in this town, it's dripping with history and flavor. This mix finds its way into the inventions of Chef Jeremiah Schenzel, who has recently brought his expertise from award-winning kitchens to the Cocktail Club bar. How long have you guys been here?
We've been here just about 4 years.
Okay.
But the building itself has been here much longer than that. Originally built in the 1800s. The idea is more of a lounge environment, with a focus on craft cocktails. We want everyone to come in, hang out, have a great time, not feel like you're at necessarily a traditional style bar.
Sure. Tell me a little bit about your menu.
We're well known for a few of our more savory cocktails, pulling ingredients from a kitchen environment rather than necessarily just behind the bar. And we make pretty much everything we do in-house.
Can I try one of those cocktails?
Yeah, of course. We're gonna do the Sumter Sipper, named after Fort Sumter here in Charleston. We're gonna actually start with just 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. Then we're gonna add in a 1/4 ounce of Cheerwine Grenadine, which is a southern soda. Similar flavor profiles to Dr. Pepper, but a little more cherry notes in there as well. Then we're gonna add a 1/2 ounce of fresh pineapple juice. And then we're gonna add in 1.25 ounces of a yuzu lime cordial. Yuzu is a Japanese citrus fruit. And then we're gonna use rum agricole, which is a rum made from pure sugarcane. It's got some really cool grass notes to it. It's gonna add a lot of depth to this cocktail, but still be familiar. And we're also gonna just rinse a glass today with a little pastis, which will help bring out some of the cherry flavors in that grenadine.
And that's an anisette, right?
Yes,
little
exactly.
black licorice notes as well.
And we're gonna give this a shake. Now we're just gonna give this a double strain. And to finish it off, we're just gonna put a little orange peel in there and just get a little bit of that oil going around.
Cheers, the Sumter Sipper. Try saying that one 4 times fast. Very balanced, very, very balanced.
Thank you.
Rum agricole is my favorite category of rums. And your use of the anisette, just as a highlight, it definitely brings out the cherry and the vanilla and doesn't overpower with the black licorice, so job well done, sir.
Thank you.
Well, I'm new to Charleston. I've never been here before, and I was looking forward to coming here, and I knew a little bit about the history, but as far as like just the culinary traditions here, the culture here, I know nothing about this place. So I was hoping maybe you could take me around and we could find an ingredient that we can actually incorporate into a drink.
We really got to focus on food if we're talking about Charleston, because spirits are relatively new in terms of cocktails here in the area.
The cocktail movement is new here?
It's very, very new, yeah. So up until 8 years ago, actually, you could only drink out of mini bottles here.
Really?
So having craft cocktails was unheard of before then.
Gotcha.
I think the Low Country is the perfect convergence of land and sea and food and culture, and I've got a place that'll represent that really, really well for us.
Great. Well, what do you say we get going and see what we can find a great ingredient?
Let's get out of here.
Cool, let's do it.
Cheers.
Hominy Grill is one of the most celebrated restaurants in the South. Inside the classic Charleston house-turned-eatery, James Beard Award-winning chef/owner Robert Stelling highlights the Low Country's unique cultural history and flavors in his fresh, unfussy cooking.
I decided to bring us here because it's definitely the place that kind of put Charleston Low Country food on the map.
Cool.
And really no one does Low Country fare better than these guys right here.
That's great.
Locals, tourists, everyone.
That's great. Everyone's happy
here.
Nice.
Any day of the week, there's a line out the door for sure.
Very cool. Yeah. Very cool.
I definitely think we gotta do shrimp and grits.
Shrimp and grits?
Sure. And when we're talking Southern cuisine, fried green tomatoes, stewed okra, lima beans. I see a lot of things we could definitely use here in terms of cocktails.
Shall we dig in?
Yeah, let's dig in.
I don't even know what to eat first. I guess I'm gonna go with the shrimp and grits first.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner for some Southerners. They'll eat it any time of the day.
Cured bacon on there.
Oh yeah.
A little bit of mushroom.
And then the super fresh shrimp. I'm gonna go for the lima beans.
All right, I'm gonna do the cucumbers. How are the lima beans?
Really good. We should definitely start getting into these tomatoes while they're still hot too.
Great idea. Cut one of these for us.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Oh, wow. They're meaty. Definitely some meaty tomatoes.
Right?
Great texture, good water content, and I get that acidity too.
Right.
Yeah, that's really nice.
But you'll find like tastes like the tartness and a little bit of sweetness.
Definitely. Nice and firm.
I really like the way the dill in the sauce complements the green tomato as well.
That is some good Southern food. So there's definitely some similarities between the dishes. The spices used, the incorporation of the salt from the ham and the way they prepare it. A lot of that savory. Is there an ingredient that jumps out a little bit more as far as one that you want to use in a cocktail?
What interests me the most is actually the fried green tomato and the tomato itself. That tartness combated with that sweetness, the uniqueness, and its ability to really be a Charleston staple ingredient.
Green tomatoes it is then. Just 30 minutes out of the city, heading to Bug Bee Plantation on Johns Island feels like stepping back in time. Here, farmer Adair McCoy grows corn and strawberries, amongst a host of other seasonal crops, including the green tomatoes we're looking for. Howdy.
Good morning.
Beautiful day, huh?
Yes, sir.
How you doing? I'm Sean.
Adair McCoy. Welcome to Bug Bee Plantation Farms.
It's a nice piece of land you got here. We're on the hunt for some green tomatoes today.
Well, you're in the right place because there's a lot of them out there. This ground has been farmed continuously here at Bug Bee for 200 plus years. It started off probably doing only about 4 or 5 acres, and now we're up to about 300.
That's great.
What color or how ripe are you looking? So you can see a whole range of different levels of maturity right here.
Yeah, I say we start with the most ripe and go from there.
Let's try it.
Man, that is just...
That's very, very juicy.
That's silly. You know, growing up, I used to hate tomatoes. It was like the one food I didn't like until I had a fresh tomato off the vine, and it was a complete game changer.
It is. Especially when that tomato's been sitting in the sunshine all day and it's good and warm. That's my favorite. I don't even have to put salt on it. This would be a breaker right here. This is just starting to turn color after mature green. What we'll see is on the
a little
inside,
bit of redness in there, a little
still
pink.
a little red, that's right. Seed cavities are fully gelled, none of the seeds were cut. This may be what you're looking for.
This one's actually phenomenal because you get more of what that red one tasted like in the middle and some of that more crisp acidity on the outside. So it's kind of like right in that in between,
Right,
you know?
right. Yeah.
That's good.
That's awesome. I definitely think this is something we can use in a cocktail.
You'll notice on the blossom end of that tomato, there'll be a little star start to form. And that telltale star is what denotes it as a breaker. It's getting ready to change color, becoming more red.
Well, let's pick some breakers and get to know the farm a little bit more. That's looking pretty good. I think that star is what we're going for there. All right. Look for those breakers.
So there, I noticed there's like a really unique smell on my fingers after
Almost
this.
like spearmint, but a little bit more resonant, like a little bit more resinous.
Yeah, what you're smelling is the oil that's in the leaves of the plants. And that oil will build up on your hands. And a lot of the guys in our crew, what they'll do to clean that off is to use an actual green tomato itself. You'll pick one that's really green up in the top of the bush, and you could take it and rip it open and rub your hands on it, rub it all over.
Look at that.
I think we're gonna need some more green tomatoes.
Yeah, we're gonna have
And then
to
it's
wash
clean.
it. I mean, that looks like so much fun that I have to do it. Here goes. Yeah, there we go.
Put your talons in it.
Better?
Oh yeah.
That's a day on the farm right there.
That's right.
Tomato to tomato.
Sean,
That's the
thank you.
handshake. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
Jeremiah, thank you.
You think we have
Good to
enough
meet you.
tomatoes here?
I think we're good, yeah.
Cool. Well, let's head back then.
All right.
Thanks for showing us this beautiful land.
You're welcome.
if there's not a saying, a bad day on the farm beats a good day in an office building, then there should be.
Right?
You can make that a bumper sticker.
Yeah.
With enough tomatoes to feed an army, Jeremiah and I head back to the bar to see if we can pay tribute to this low country staple in a cocktail.
I think we got enough tomatoes.
You think so?
I think so.
I mean, what's the best way to incorporate these tomatoes?
Well, I've definitely got some ideas. I don't want to muddle them, and I don't think I want to cook these things. I think I want to start off by juicing them. Let's get that really fresh green tomato flavor into this cocktail.
Cool. All right. There it is.
Got it.
Green tomato juice.
There we go.
Can I try a little bit of that?
Of course.
Thank you.
There you go.
Wow. I mean, it's like tart. It's almost like lime juice.
Right,
So
you
tart.
get that same approach, but you get that little crispness like an apple too at the same time. So,
And very vegetal on the nose.
Totally.
So almost like a spinach on the nose.
you know what I think would totally go well with this?
What?
Some of fresh herbs from our herb garden. Well, let's start with some of this awesome dill. We go with 2 fronds. This will be a great addition to this. Sticking with that savory element, let's go with some celery bitters, 2 dashes of that.
I can already smell it from there.
And then we're gonna put in some habanero shrub. A little bit of heat, but nothing too crazy. I've got some really nice mezcal here. We're just gonna use a bar spoon of this. So you'll get it, but you won't be overpowered by it by any means. And then we're gonna use 1.5 ounces of the green tomato. A little local made tonic. For a spirit, to bring all this together, Grey Goose right here.
Let all those flavor nuances play over that.
We're gonna use 1.5 ounces of that. And get it all shaken up.
Great.
My arms are kind of tired from the tomato picking, so you wanna shake this up?
Yeah, I can shake it. Thank you, sir. It's been a little while.
There we go.
There you are.
All right, we're gonna serve this one to help combat some of that South Carolina heat, just on a nice big rock.
Great.
Finish with another dill frond. There you go. Cheers.
Cheers, thank you. I love the smell of dill. It's like vinegar, savory, herbaceous right off the bat. Good call with the habanero.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really complements the green tomato nicely. They're both very sharp flavors. Yeah, you gotta try this. And it's just like the first cocktail you made me, it's dry. It's very, very nice balanced acidity. So with a cocktail like that, it's not gonna be too cloying on the palate, too sweet, you know?
Definitely.
It's solid. It's definitely solid. Well, last order of business, my friend. It's an original cocktail. It needs an original name.
Why don't we just keep it simple? Green in a glass.
Green in the glass.
Yeah.
Green in the glass. Delicious, man.
Thank you.
I hope you had as much fun as I did.
It did. It was great.
Thanks for showing me the farm, showing me Charleston. I appreciate it.
Of course. I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, cheers, man. Thank you
Cheers.
very much. Thanks for watching, and join me next week in Washington, D.C., where we put a cherry on top.